Oh, okay. Welcome to the Evan and Evan podcast. I'm Evan, he's Evan, and we're here to talk about whatever we're interested in.
Hey, I'm Evan.
All right.
He's Evan.
So you were gone when all this got revealed.
Yeah, I was at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida when all this was happening, but I was getting like the news alerts.
Okay.
So
Did you watch any of like the footage?
No, I didn't watch any of it. I kept getting news alerts like, oh, Black Panther, Black Panther 2 was new, and it's like, oh, hey, that's gonna be a thing. Black Widow specifically, and I got one for also the What If.
Okay.
Like I have on my fandom app, I got those notifications like, oh, cool. I guess there's gonna be like a What If show, but we'll get to that one later.
Yeah.
So what most interests me on this list is two is going to be the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Almost the exact same two that I would say too.
Okay, but should we go in order of like?
Well, I was going to ask you one more thing. So
yes.
This all got shown off at a very like
San Diego
premiere,
Comic-Con, right?
Yeah, at a very premiere hall, Hall H, I believe. Hard to get into. They showed off like exclusive footage that we weren't allowed to see.
Do we know the footage?
No.
No?
People have talked about it, but they weren't allowed to show any of it. But
I mean, like, do we know what was shown? Like, we don't.
Kind of.
Okay.
For most of it, none of it's because the only movie out of all of these that have been like filming right now is Black Widow. None of them have even begun.
That's for 2020. Yeah.
So that's the only one that actually had footage from the movie shown off. All the other ones just had like slideshow stuff and clips.
Like, sketch art.
Yeah. But welcome, Luna.
That'll be the first cat meow for this podcast.
First couple. So they showed off some footage, but mainly what they did was they brought the actors that they casted. Have you seen?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. They also, and I found like an article online that described all of this. That was later on when I got back, and it was like, and it showed each actor and actress that was. Discussed for each thing. I'm like, okay, at least now we can put a face to the names.
Yeah. One thing that's not here is Blade. But we'll get to that. Mahershala Ali. It's so exciting.
Blade.
All right, so let's, I guess, start with the first one here, Black Widow.
All right.
It's going to have, obviously, Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff, her friend, I don't remember her name, and then another character who is typically called the Iron Maiden. And they're all like assassins from the Red Room and all have history together. And then there's this other guy. His name is Alexei. He's typically the Red Guardian, which is like the Russian Captain America.
Oh boy!
And even in the press conference, the actor, he got asked his opinions on Captain America, and the guy said, "Let's just say I have feelings about him," or something like that. He said something to that effect, and it was incredible. Everyone was cheering, and that guy had a lot of enthusiasm. She's gonna do that.
Now, this will have Endgame spoilers, correct? You put a spoiler thing in the title?
It's been a month.
Alright. I am actually not very excited for this movie.
Really?
Because if it doesn't...
It's a prequel?
Yeah, well, it's a prequel. Okay. Which, I mean, that's not... I do enjoy prequels. I like seeing where things started.
Right. Before
knowing where it ends, I like to see where it started. But the fact that she's dead now... Yeah. What happens...
There's really no future.
Yeah, so. And what happens in this movie, in the end, isn't that important.
Because you know she's going to die.
We know she's going to die, and, like, I'm guessing that any of the characters that we see in this movie, besides her, obviously, are never going to be important in the MCU again.
They haven't popped up since.
Yeah.
But, then again, maybe this movie, kind of like Captain Marvel, which was also a prequel, would explain why these characters were missing.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Because they're probably some sort of secret spies,
yes.
Not going to come up to the forefront. But there's only one thing I'm really, really excited to see. Well, two. One thing I'm really, really excited to see in Black Widow is Taskmaster.
Oh, really?
Taskmaster's the villain.
Oh, okay.
That's exciting.
Okay, now I'm interested.
Apparently the footage showed off... So the footage showed off Natasha and... I don't remember the fucking character's name. But her and her friend, or her sister
fellow
figure.
Spy.
Yeah. But it's like a sister figure. They meet up and immediately start fighting, and they have the identical moves.
Okay.
Like, they have the identical takedowns, identical attacks, identical punches, and then they take each other down, and then they just talk. And then you see footage later of Taskmaster doing the same exact thing. And that was what they're like... But that's kind of what they showed off at that panel that we weren't allowed to see, but people talked about it anyway. So that's I'm excited for. But also, ScarJo finally gets a lead role.
Exactly.
She's an incredible actress. She finally gets to
her last movie though.
Yeah. She finally, but I mean, she deserves this.
Yeah. She's
an incredible actress, and she's finally going to be able to show off that.
I mean,
she can play any role, a tree, a fucking anything. That's the meme that's been going on.
I am gonna see this movie, obviously. But I wish. I know that I'm not the only one saying this, but I wish it was the story of Budapest.
Budapest has a cameo in it.
Like
that's confirmed.
Is it gonna be in the movie?
Not sure exactly. We know
it might be the end
that they're filming. They're filming in Budapest.
Okay.
And Hawkeye is going to cameo in this movie.
Okay, so this might be the story.
This might be partially Budapest, or even entirely Budapest.
Okay, then that is pretty interesting because I want to know how they met, because it's like she says that he found me when I was working for the Russians, and he saw he was supposed to kill me. Yeah. So it's like, I want to see that relationship start instead of, we're dropped in the middle of it in the first Avengers movie.
And in Endgame, where where Hawkeye said like, that he should be the one, and she's like, I don't judge people on their worst mistakes. And then he's like, well, maybe you should. And then she goes, well, you didn't. Want to see maybe some of that, because this apparently Black Widow's gonna have like a kill count in this movie. It's kind of exciting. I don't exactly have any like strong opinions or strong hype for it, but I definitely am gonna see it, and I am excited to see Taskmaster, and I'm excited to see ScarJo actually taking the leading role.
All right,
finally.
Now to the next thing.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
The first.
Holy crap.
The first of the Disney Plus shows.
Holy crap. Yeah, so this is going to be on Disney Plus. Which I'm not going to get, but he's going to get. No, I'm going to leech off him.
I heard my dad literally say last week, like me and my sister, my dad and my sister were talking to my mom saying, Jennifer, if we get 3 streaming services, Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus, that is cheaper than a year long of DirecTV.
It really is.
It really is.
And between Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, and whatever, those are the 3 you're going to need.
Yes.
Like you specifically, obviously.
Yeah.
But a lot of people as well. I've been trying to get my family to do that since TV's kind of boring. I don't use TV, but I use Netflix a lot.
Yeah.
But anyway, this show, so when Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan came up on stage, Anthony Mackie had the shield.
Okay.
And there was a little banter before Sebastian Stan mics didn't work, unluckily.
Oh, man.
But he was trying to say a quip, didn't quite get through. But then they like bantered for a minute, and then Anthony Mackie was like, here, you take this. Kind of maybe suggesting that in the show there's going to be that dynamic where they keep giving the shield to each other, and they're both Captain America.
Yeah.
I watched these other guys, what is it? Mr. Sunday Movies, I believe. And him and his, like, the person on his show, they were going, everybody can be Captain America, but the real reveal was at the end, you were Captain America. But, yeah, those 2 actors and those 2 characters, so much chemistry. I'm excited to see this.
Yeah, what I like about this is both of these characters are kind of I don't want to make it sound like the actors aren't doing a good job, but they're kind of built around Captain America.
Yeah.
And they never really liked each other, the characters, not the actors. But it's like seeing them try to work together and like actually be teammates instead of like, I guess we're working together because we're working with Cap. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I want to see that chemistry build and be like, hey, maybe we can actually be friends and defeat the villain that's going to be in this show.
And I'm excited to just see the dynamic that there's not one Captain America.
Yeah.
Like now. It's not as clean cut as giving Captain America over, that they both could possibly be this and also be their own identity.
Now I have a question that will basically be for all of these shows except for maybe What If. What If is probably the exception in this lineup.
Yeah.
How long do you think these seasons are going to be? And like, is it going to be like sort of the Netflix shows where there's like 13 episodes each?
I want to say that there was something that they talked about in one of the panels about that. I don't think it's going to be necessarily like the Netflix show, because no matter what, they have it planned out.
Okay, yeah.
Flop or not, they're getting what they're supposed to be getting.
Yes.
just for story reasons. I don't exactly know. I think they're just going to take however many episodes they need to tell whatever story.
So you think it's going to be like maybe 5 and then like 6?
Yeah, it could
maybe
be
4.
It could be
Loki,
like one of them has like a 15 episode season, one of them has a 6.
Well, I hope they're not a half an hour each. No, an hour and a half each.
Yeah,
that'll take forever.
Oh my gosh, I think in terms of episodes for each of these, that they're not going to be your typical like 30-minute. They're going to be more of like European sort of.
Because we're going to be watching this all in a single day. Like when the day or so.
I feel like they're going to have Doctor Who length episodes.
That's
like,
not too bad.
Yeah,
that's
which is like 45 minutes.
Yeah, with commercials.
So I feel like that's going to be what it is, just because the longer the episodes, the more you can put in there without anything feeling crammed. So I feel like that's definitely something that they're going to want to do, and something that they can do because this is their streaming service.
Exactly. Like Kevin Feige is like he's the producer on all of these, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he'll be. I'm not worried about the shows having a decrease in quality because the same people are still there,
and they still have the production value.
Yeah.
And
probably more because Disney Plus
is trying to get people to
watch these shows, and so it's like, hey, let's open up with the first Marvel show.
Yeah. And how many people do you think would got Disney Plus if it wasn't for the Marvel shows? How many people do you think would buy Disney Plus if it wasn't for these?
That's a good point, honestly. But I mean, there are going to be more shows.
How many people that don't already love Disney and the stuff that they make? How many people wouldn't already just have the DVDs and Blu-rays and then would need this?
Well, that's the thing, because you would have to get the DVDs for everything that you want in a certain time frame because of the Disney Vault.
Right.
But if you get Disney Plus, that basically means, hey, the Disney Vault is wide open on our streaming service. Give us like $10 a month, and you can watch them all.
It's just like somebody who's a really big Disney fan already has all of it.
Yeah.
They don't need this.
Yeah.
So, but this stuff is new. The promise
this is almost a Marvel streaming service.
Yeah.
Like until like anything else comes out that's not Marvel and it's like completely exclusive to Disney Plus, it's going to be basically this.
Yeah. And I am excited for the potential because what new MCU shows with new stories implies is that they can do the same thing with actual Disney properties and maybe all the stuff that Disney owns, which is everything, literally. So it's exciting implications for the MCU and exciting implications for media as a whole.
Yeah.
Just the fact that Disney Plus exists and they own over half the world.
Well, actually, now before we move on to the Eternals, because we should move on pretty soon, but do you think that how soon, so let's just say Doctor Strange 2, okay? Let's just say, Disney Plus has been out at this point. How long do you think it'll take for Doctor Strange to be put on Disney Plus? Do you think when it comes out to DVD,
I think it'll be Blu-ray released.
So around the same time, not like a month after the DVD release?
Yeah,
kind of like how
I don't
most
think they would do something like that. I think if anything, it would be released on, because there's a short time span that it's not in theaters and then not on Blu-ray.
Because there's no way they're gonna like make them come out like in theater and Disney Plus. There's no way.
Yeah, no. I think after their theater run, they'll just put it up on Disney Plus, which will probably be like a week before Blu-ray, since it, there's usually a little gap.
Streaming out for Endgame is already out right now, but it's August 13th for Blu-ray, which I will be getting.
Exactly. One thing I do want to mention before we move on from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is the Falcon in the comics actually does have some sort of superhuman strength.
Oh, really?
And in the movies, he doesn't. He's just a guy in a wingsuit. But in the comics, he does have, I think, like an underdeveloped form of the super soldier serum or something, because he is superhuman.
So maybe, like, the point of the show is, like...
Maybe he will be getting some of that power.
Maybe, yeah. Because we know Bucky has at least some of it, because he was given it by Hydra.
Yeah. I think the more focus on the show is going to just be, like, building that dynamic and the new Captain America.
Yeah.
And the new, So moving on to the Eternals.
I know nothing about any of these.
I actually don't either, and I tried to research it. I could not find anything. The Marvel wiki page for the Eternals is as bare bones as fucking a skeleton on Halloween.
So do you think this is going to be like their take on it?
I think they're actually, in the panel they said, the director, I forget his name, but the director said that he's taking from a specific run of the Eternals, which is like it's one of like the best comics, people are saying, like just in general. I did manage to find out some information on them, but first I just want to go over. They have a lot of people in this movie.
Yeah, I did see
a lot of cast.
I did see a lot of faces,
including though the first deaf superhero.
Really?
There's one girl actress in this. She's deaf.
Oh, you mean the first deaf actor?
Well, like
Actor.
She's the first deaf because.
Oh, you mean
there's no other superhero that's deaf, so she's the
Daredevil.
first. He's blind.
Oh, I'm dumb.
That's being blind. She's deaf.
I'm stupid.
Yeah. So she signed.
Cut that out.
No, this is undoctorated footage. So there's a lot of people in there, and they even ask because there's a character named Gilgamesh, which an actor plays, and he was like the most excited to be there. There's even like a little girl actress.
What?
And this guy was the giddiest. He got asked like who would win, Gilgamesh or like the Hulk, because Gilgamesh is like the power of the Eternals, and he was like, because Kevin Feige's here, I'm gonna say Hulk, or because no one knows who Gilgamesh is, but it's really Gilgamesh, and that's exciting. These guys, so the Eternals have a complicated history. I don't understand it too well, so I'm not gonna say that I do. But from what I understand, they're immortal beings, and they were there since the beginning of time.
Yeah, kind of like Ego.
Yeah. So these Eternals, they're immortal, and they've been here, like, living with humans this whole time. And from my understanding, the reason that they haven't shown up yet is because a lot of them have been brainwashed to think that they're not Eternals. So they've just been living.
So, wait, like they
lost their memory. They don't know
like
that
they live on Earth and they've been brainwashed?
Yeah, these guys live on Earth.
So there have been Eternals on Earth this whole time.
They've been here. They're kind of like just ancient beings that have lived here, and they don't necessarily know that they're Eternals or immortal. They just think they're people. That's probably why they've never acted out. There's a lot of people on the team. I can't even begin to remember their names. There's Icarus, Ajax, Gilgamesh, a lot of people. The thing that's weird, though, that I'm confused about, is their Eternals rivals are called the Deviants, and they're like another race of, these people that were created because these were created by
these guys like the
Celestials.
Avengers of their type of people?
Kind of, yeah, I would say that.
Okay,
so, I think they're just the normal race.
So like no, but I mean like they work as a team.
Yeah,
okay,
because they're immortal, they don't necessarily need to reproduce, so there's not like a big population of them.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure the entire team is the entire race of them.
Oh dang! And they're all on Earth.
Yeah.
Wow, Earth is insane.
The Celestials made them on Earth.
Okay.
Because the Celestials made them and the Deviants, and they made them on Earth because they were supposed to be the humans, but they didn't end up being the humans. I don't know how it's gonna tie in or anything, but the Deviants, somebody who's listed under the Deviants is Thanos. So they would definitely
like in the comics.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, he gone.
Yeah. Well, the thing is if Thanos is a deviant, and if they're gonna actually say that Thanos is a part of the Deviants in MCU, they're gonna have to explain why the Eternals didn't act out, because that's their job.
Yeah.
To fight the Deviants. But I don't know much about them, so I'm really excited for this, and I hope it's not like an Inhuman sort of thing, where the thing I was excited for, and then they turned it into just a show on some network, and then it flopped, and then it's now not even a part of it.
Yeah.
Don't want that to happen.
All right. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Mandarin.
The Mandarin, they're doing it. They're doing it. That's actually a really smart thing for them to do to get people interested in Shang-Chi, is make this Iron Man 4.
Have you seen the Marvel one-shot Hail to the King?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I haven't seen it, but I know of it.
So yeah, so it's like the Mandarin
and the
is
10
mad.
Tattoos, yeah.
Is mad at the guy who pretended to be him. So it's like, okay, so the Mandarin is still around, and he has the chance to come back. So I'm like, okay. And I sort of just watched Iron Man 4 like a couple weeks ago.
Iron Man 3.
Sorry, Iron Man 3. You just said Iron Man 4. You got in my head. Okay, sorry. I kind of wanted an Iron Man 4.
Never get it.
And I was like, okay, so maybe one day. I didn't think this soon, but I'm happy. So who is Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi is the best martial artist.
Okay.
Ever. Which is weird because in the MCU, literally every
character is.
That's if their power is to be the martial artist, you really gotta differentiate that between everybody else. He uses like these nunchuck sort of things.
Oh, it's a dude.
Yeah.
Oh, it sounded like a girl. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, another female Marvel movie. That's cool.
No.
Dang it.
But there's a lot around this movie. First off, I have to tell you, do you know the actor who's going to play Shang-Chi? His name is Simu Liu.
I don't know.
I hope I pronounced that correctly. He's a badass.
Really?
All right? He's like not well known. He does his own stunts, and he's an actor at the same time. He's got abs.
Obviously.
He was casted literally like a day before this whole
Really?
thing. He was literally casted, and it's funny because there's like some Twitter thing where he called out Marvel like, "Hey, where's my chance to try out for this movie?" Because they've been looking for an actor for this for a while. It's no secret. But he's like, "Hey, when are you gonna give me my chance?" Got his chance. Got casted literally the day before this happened.
Wow.
He yelled. He called his. He seized it. He seized it. He's awesome. I'm so excited for this. And there's a lot of theories on this because during the Hall H presentation, they showed off a lot of like the 10 rings secrets. Like there's a guy in Ant-Man who had the 10 rings on his neck and it was kind of covered and it was a little Easter egg, which implies that one of the 10 rings organizations wanted to buy the Ant-Man technology. And the 10 rings as an organization are like 10 different divisions.
Yeah.
So that means Aldrich Killian, whoever hit, like he probably could have not even have known that the Mandarin existed. It's possible.
Yeah.
And it could have been just a coincidence. There's a lot to this movie, but we don't know, obviously. In the comic, Shang-Chi's like father trained him to be this amazing martial artist, and eventually his father turned evil. People are thinking in this movie his father's going to be the Mandarin. There's a lot we don't know and a lot to hope for, but I'm infinitely more excited about this movie because Simu Liu is awesome personality and Mandarin.
Yeah.
The 10 rings.
WandaVision, the second Disney Plus.
God.
So what I do know is that Paul Bettany was there, and he's like,
he's like, I don't know. Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany walked on stage, and the first question, obviously, to Paul Bettany was, "How is the Vision back?" And he straight up said, "I don't know."
But we do know he is in it.
He is in it.
So the Vision is in some way reincarnated or reborn.
What people
don't know it's going to be the same one.
Their theory.
Oh no, Screaming Black. Okay,
let's hope that didn't mess up the recording.
You better check.
It's still recording. Cool.
Okay, we're good.
All right. So people have a lot of theories about this. So first of all, the title obviously is called WandaVision.
Yes.
And people are thinking that that's going to be more literal than what it says. It's like not just the Wanda and the Vision. It's Wanda's vision. Mm-hmm. She's made the Vision because her powers are super intense and controlled by emotion. So if she's grieving that hard, she can literally make her own pocket reality.
Yeah.
This is apparently taking from a run of comics where the Vision had a synthetic synthetic family with androids, and it was like 1950s themed, and it's going to be taken from that. The key word when this got shown off was weird. Elizabeth Olsen said it's going to be weird. Paul Bettany said it's going to be weird. Kevin Feige's like it's going to be weird. So it's going to be weird.
It's going to be weird.
But people are thinking
it's going to be weird.
It's going to be weird. So people are thinking it's more going to be Wanda. And Elizabeth Olsen said that this is where we're going to first see the Scarlet Witch. Because she's never been called that yet.
Really?
Never.
Okay.
She's just been called Wanda. And then this specific Disney Plus show is going to tie into the next movie.
Into Doctor Strange. I did hear about that.
Very heavily.
And that isn't only Elizabeth Olsen going to be in Doctor Strange?
Yeah, seemingly.
Okay, so that means that something happens to Vision, or he's like away or something.
Or he's, not real.
Don't take away my hope, dude.
Paul Bettany's amazing.
I mean, to be fair, they did say that all Infinity War deaths are permanent.
Yeah.
So in a way,
but we did get Loki back.
No.
I know.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So, we go into Doctor Strange?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you have anything to add about WandaVision?
Not really. We already discussed it. I mean, I'm excited because I always like...
It's going to be weird, and I'm excited to see weird. Because, my thing is weird. I watch JoJo. So, Doctor Strange. So, most hype. I'm probably most hyped for this and Thor.
Isn't it supposed to be like the first
horror movie?
Scary... Yeah. I wanted... horror movie might be a bit too far because it's going to be PG-13.
Yeah, it's scary.
It's going to be PG-13.
Did you see the clip? Kevin Feige, somebody asked, like, is it going to be PG-13? And Kevin Feige pointed and said, it's going to be PG and you're going to like it.
No, I did not see that.
It's so incredible. So I'm excited for this. They brought Benedict Cumberbatch out on stage and they said, what do you think Doctor Strange is going to be doing? And he's like, probably, cooking, learning some color, like learning the arts. No. They said it's this because, Doctor Strange in Infinity War and Endgame, he was more of a leader type. Mm-hmm. He was more of like the boss.
Yeah.
This movie is going to be more breaking him down again. Mm-hmm. Turning him back into, what he was in the first movie that we saw. And the director, I don't want to say, I think I know his name, but I don't want to say it and be wrong. The director said that if he was going to come back and make Doctor Strange 2, it wasn't just going to be for the sake of making Doctor Strange 2. He would want to make it in the spirit of Jack Kirby, which is what drew him to the comics in the first place. And he posts a lot of cryptic panels of the comics with cryptic things. He's weird. Yeah. The guy's weird, which I'm really excited for this. And we think the villain's going to be Nightmare.
Okay, I don't know who that is.
He's the embodiment of nightmares. He works off the nightmare realm. Ever had a nightmare before?
Yeah.
And everything in WandaVision that happens to Scarlet Witch is going to be impacted in this movie. So we think that she might have made a multiverse mess. It's just really exciting to see because everything. Doctor Strange is incredible. Anything you want to add?
Not really. I'm excited for it though.
Yep. Benedict Cumberbatch is back.
Yeah.
God, it's so exciting. That one's just the most hype for me.
Yeah.
Because I want to see the effects. I want to see the multiverse. I just want to see what the hell happened.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Do you think it's actually going to be the multiverse?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Kevin Feige...
He said it?
He pretty much said, before they showed off the title, he was like, Quentin Beck may have lied about the multiverse. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And then this popped up, and everyone was like, ah! It's just really exciting. I'm really excited to see what this all is.
All right. Loki. All right, so what I did here, though, is, did you see, someone, fix the logo to make it look better?
This logo is weird.
Yeah.
But each one of those things has a reference behind it to, stuff about Loki.
Can you tell me what?
I don't exactly know it myself, but for example, I don't know much about Loki's character in the comics, but I have played Marvel Superheroes, Lego Marvel Superheroes, the Lego game, and he has a box that controls ice.
Okay.
Which kind of looks like this.
Okay, because he is a frost giant.
Yeah, he has a box that controls ice. Obviously, he has the Tesseract on him, and he's going to have a lot of Asgardian gadgets, obviously. He's a trickster god. He's going to have a lot of shit. So all this is going to be symbolic, and we're going to learn about it. It's all imperative to Loki.
Yeah. This
is the Loki that literally...
Yes, I know. Tom Hiddleston said, so you guys remember Endgame. It's this is that Loki.
This is the Loki that literally just got smashed by Thor, or just got smashed by Hulk.
And grabbed the Tesseract. So this is in the timeline. So he's mad. So this is in the timeline where they failed to capture Loki.
Yes.
Okay, and had interactions with the future.
This is also the same timeline where apparently Thanos still is existing. Yes. Thanos exists still. Nobody's dead. Captain America got his ass beat by Captain America.
And Thor is stuck on Earth.
Yeah.
He's stuck until the... Well, hold on.
Because he's going to have to go up to Odin empty-handed. He doesn't have Loki.
But it's going to take him a little bit because they have to rebuild the Bifrost, okay?
Yeah.
And because Thor isn't there, it's going to take longer for the 9 realms to be put under control, which is what was happening in Thor the Dark World.
So this is just chaos incarnate in the series.
And so Loki's going to have free reign on the 9 realms.
Starring an angry Loki who just got smashed by Hulk and needs to take out some aggression.
Yes.
And the Tesseract.
Holy crap. But in the end, this will not be affecting any...
We don't exactly know that.
I for now, in Phase 4, as of right now, it won't, because this is in a different timeline.
Right.
And this probably...
But we know that the technology and possibility exists to bring someone from one timeline to another.
Not kind of.
Kind of. Because, for example, if Thanos at the end of Endgame didn't get dusted away, then a Thanos from a different timeline would be in our timeline. So it's possible that they somehow do some shenanigans to bring this Loki back to us.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. Remember what you just said, because I need you to clarify that.
Essentially, though, this is... Tom Hiddleston also said that he was kind of unsure until he read what they planned on doing with Loki.
Yeah.
Or heard about it, and now he's all on board.
Okay, that's good.
He's
That's good.
on board, and I'm excited to see what he is, because this is a mad Loki affecting events in humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he'll get some other Infinity Stone shenanigans. Maybe he'll get the Time Stone one way or another, go and affect history. We don't know what he's going to do.
Maybe he'll get all 6. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe he'll get his own Infinity Gauntlet. I'm just ready to see this chaos incarnate the series. This is chaotic. This is going to be chaotic. It's going to be really amazing and fun to watch.
All right. Next one. What if?
What if?
This
what if?
one...
Southy, what if?
What if, man?
What if?
I don't know. What if?
Everybody's returning to voice act their character.
So
the only 2 people that weren't on the list of because it showed everybody and their character name for their voice acting credits in here. The only people that weren't shown was Chris Evans and RDJ.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But this is just going to be the watcher telling us, what if?
So wait, isn't this going to be like a cartoon?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be animated.
That's going to be cool. So it's like just going to be, hey, what if in this universe, like...
Yeah, what if this happened?
I had that thought today. So it's like, not from like Marvel, but you know like a colon? Like the 2 dots?
Yeah, I'm going to look up the what if logo in high definition, by the way.
What if logo?
Marvel. Because, keep talking, by the way.
Yeah. So you know like the like a colon, like the 2 dots, like before you start listing off things.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine you live in the universe where that, instead of the 2 dots, okay, that is then the like the dash line, but vertical, and then the dash line is then the 2 dots. Like imagine you just swap the colon.
Wouldn't that just change everything?
It's like, imagine you're in that universe, like the universe that literally there's like a single difference. Everything else is the same.
Hitler wins.
It's like
that just reminds me of a thing. I think it was Dan and Gabrams who said this, and he was like, "What if Pepsi was pronounced Peepsy all along? Wouldn't that just change everything?"
Did you see that meme where it's like, I hope you guys have been boiling your Pepsi before you drink it. It's like, I always just give my kids cold Pepsi. It's like, you've been giving Pepsi to kids?
Yeah, I've seen that. All right, so this is going to be the Watcher just telling us what if. And the Watcher just, because he's been known to meddle. He's been known to... Our Watcher's terrible. Like, Earth 616, or, well...
whatever universe we are.
Well, because we're in Earth 399, whatever.
Timeline B, as I call it now.
Regardless, Earth 616 Watcher likes to meddle, and I think they're adapting that kind of Watcher personality into ours. And he's been known to meddle. He's kind of bad at being a Watcher, because he likes to get involved. But one thing about this logo is that this is a bunch of what ifs, and there's right there. There's some Marvel zombies.
Oh,
some Marvel zombies right there.
Oh my god!
And there's a lot of other things under the F. I think it's under the T. That's
Captain Britain.
Captain Britain. Captain Britain. This is exciting. This really probably is going to be more of just a fun thing.
Yeah.
The Watcher's going to be in it, so this is going to just prove that the Watcher is there. He's been watching us.
But do we know the studio that's going to be doing the animation?
I think they said it, but I don't remember. The first one is going to be what if Peggy Carter got the super soldier serum. We know that.
Whoa.
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 Whoa. Is this some reveal to you? We've known this.
Wait, what?
This was leaked half a year ago.
I didn't know any of this.
Well, yeah, because there's a what if Peggy Carter got the super soldier serum, and I believe they showed a screenshot of it at the press conference. So yeah, we definitely know. There's a lot of references in here in this logo. More knowledgeable people than me have broke it down.
Mm-hmm.
Break it down. Yeah, there's a lot. I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
I'm excited for what if.
Me too, man. All right, so what?
Back to this.
All right, Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
Literally, what are they gonna do? I have no idea what they could do. Tell me.
Okay, so let me tell you, because they literally outright told us what's gonna happen.
Really? Okay, tell me then.
So this is gonna be based on a Hawkeye series of comics that is the most famous, most well known, most.
Are they gonna make him deaf?
No.
Oh man.
Essentially, this is gonna be him passing on Hawkeye to Kate Bishop.
His daughter?
No, Kate Bishop.
Who?
Kate Bishop.
Who?
Just a new character.
Okay.
Not a new character for comic goers, but for MCU. He's pretty much teaching a new Hawkeye how to be Hawkeye.
Okay.
And Jeremy Renner, oh my god, when because they brought every actor on stage, he was like sitting in the audience, popped up and was like, ah! And he had like the grandest entrance ever. So he pretty much explained that what it is going to be is teaching someone who doesn't have superpowers how to be a superpowered person in a world where people have those.
Yeah.
And he's excited for that because to him that's what Hawkeye usually meant, is being a superhero. And essentially that means anyone can be a superhero. You don't need the powers to do it. So he's excited to teach a new Hawkeye to be Hawkeye. And that's what this series is going to be, apparently. Kate Bishop Hawkeye. And the logo is even from that comic run. Literally.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that looks cool though.
Now, Thor, Love, and Thunder. Taika Waititi.
He's back.
Obviously.
Okay.
And he was so eccentric. He was like doing hand motions.
I love the logo, by the way.
Oh, the logo is the best fucking thing ever. Just like Ragnarok, amazing logo. What do you know about this?
What's her name?
Natalie Portman?
Natalie Portman will be
Jane
Thor.
Foster.
Will be Thor.
It's based on the
She
Mighty Thor run. What are your thoughts on that? Because a lot of people...
I saw your Discord message.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna screenshot that and pull that up.
Okay, yeah. Actually, you can just pull it up now so I can remember what it was. But it's like
it's in the
for
voice.
such a shit post.
Yeah, because I was watching this, like I was rewatching the VOD, the live stream. Somebody put Natalie Portman is no Thor. They can really mess this up, even though I trust Taika. And I said, here you go. And I posted a picture of a shiitake mushroom, since that was such a shit take. People don't like this.
I don't know why.
I don't know why either. I understand that Natalie Portman in the other Thor movies wasn't the best. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But evidently she's going to have a lot more enthusiasm knowing that she's going to make big bucks.
Yeah.
Obviously she wasn't interested in Jane Foster. No one really was in that character. They never brought her back since Thor the Dark World.
So wait, I have a... So like, is Thor, our Thor, going to be in this movie?
Yes.
Okay.
And Valkyrie.
And is Jane Foster going to have Mjolnir?
She was holding it in the press conference, but that really doesn't. I don't know exactly what that's
So I'm like confused on like what's gonna happen. Like, how is she gonna get the powers?
Yeah.
How is she?
I don't exactly know. Well, anyone who can wield Mjolnir.
But Mjolnir's not around anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is gonna put a little bit of a damper on things.
Yes.
But Taika Waititi confidently said, like, gave her Natalie Portman the hammer and was like, say hello to your new Thor. And it was confident. He said it's gonna be based off the Mighty Thor run, which is that. And one of the premises of that comic run is that Thor doesn't know that Jane is the new Thor.
Really?
So that could be interesting. There's a lot of questions about this movie that we'll only just know when it comes out. Like, for example, where the fuck is Thor? Last we saw him was with the Guardians.
Isn't he going to be in Guardians 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
so maybe at the end of that movie...
Is Guardians 3 going to be a prequel to this movie? What's going to happen? Because last we saw him, he was with the Guardians.
I think at this point we all know Guardians 3 is probably going to be after Endgame. Like, post-Endgame.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All of these, except for Black Widow, are post-Endgame.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, we also...
Literally, I'm pretty sure Kevin Feige said that Black Widow is going to be the only thing in here, or for the rest...
Pre-Endgame.
Pre-Endgame. Okay. Everything ever is going to be after Endgame, obviously.
Okay, good.
But this Thor and Love and Thunder, there's a lot of questions behind it. And a lot of people are upset by the choice of not only female Thor, but Natalie Portman Thor.
I mean, Natalie Portman, I'm okay with She-Thor, but like Natalie Portman, she's not really that kind. I mean, I'm happy they're doing this, okay?
Right.
But it's like maybe...
Natalie
Portman, yeah. It's a whole thing.
But I also understand, because, she wasn't interested in the character anymore.
Yeah.
A lot of audiences weren't interested in the character anymore. There's a way to bring back the character, let her respark it, maybe, because, a lot of actors also really like to try something new. There's a chance for her to do that as well. And also, like, you would think someone like, not even someone like her, anybody, after being in it and then being gone for a while, they want to get back in there. They want to get back in that.
It's like,
they want to make that Marvel money.
Please.
They want to make that Marvel money. It's gonna be interesting because there's a lot of things that don't line up, like Guardians 3, for example.
Yeah.
Did Thor just leave?
Probably.
But I think it would be good, even if they don't make Natalie Portman Thor forever, kind of like how it was in the comics. It was like a temporary thing because she had cancer. What's that? It's gonna be interesting to see, and Thor. It's gonna be something interesting to see, and Taika Waititi's gonna do an amazing job. He's back as Korg, obviously.
Good.
Thor's back, Valkyrie's back, and Jane Foster's back. That's all we know.
So what else? You said, like, I remember sending you a message where it's like, what about Guardians 3 or whatever? It's like, oh, before the thing started, like, what all did they list off?
So once he announced all of this, they brought all the cast on stage. They took a nice picture, and Kevin Feige was talking. He was like, you all know Black Panther 2 is eventually going to come. Audience cheers. Captain Marvel 2. Guardians 3 is coming. Shut up. And I think he said another sequel. I don't remember. And then he was like, and then, we've still been trying to figure out how to work mutants into the MCU. Everyone cheers, and he's like, everyone's been heard that we're going to be thinking about Fantastic Four in the MCU. Everyone cheers. And those things are pretty much confirmed. Like, the way he said them, he said, we're still figuring out how, that it's still going to happen. But then he's like, but those are all rumored, leaked, speculated. Let me show you something that hasn't been. Mahershala Ali comes out on stage
Blade
with a backwards hat on, and he's like, hey, you don't need this Black Widow hat. You seem to have your own kind of hat. What does that hat say? He turns around, Blade. Incredible.
Wasn't that like the first comic book movie?
Yeah. The first big break for Marvel. The Blade is Marvel's real hero.
And it's going to be MCU, right?
Yes.
Okay.
People are speculating
vampires.
So vampires. This might also be funny because we know Sony is planning their own Morbius, the Living Vampire movie.
Okay.
In the Spider-Man universe, and their Venomverse, which is really weird because that's like the real well-known vampire in the MCU. What the hell? We don't know exactly. People are speculating rated R. I personally don't think so. Kevin Feige wouldn't be down with that. A lot of people are saying you can't have Blade without, the gore and violence. I think you can. But people are also thinking that Blade might show up in the Doctor Strange movie beforehand. Because Blade's whole thing is about supernatural stuff. And when he was introduced in the comics, he was introduced like that. And then he helped people like Doctor Strange and stuff, because he was an expert in that. He was an expert in the vampires and the werewolves, your fingers bleeding.
Oh, God. Just keep going, I'll listen.
So, people are thinking that Blade's going to appear in this Multiverse of Madness movie to help out with some of the weirder happenings. Obviously going to have vampires, obviously going to have werewolves, maybe just supernatural stuff. He's the supernatural guy. I'm going to turn my phone off.
All right.
So that's Blade, and he's pretty awesome. A little bit of stuff, though, that I want to tell you about. Wesley Snipes maybe might make a cameo because he was the original Blade, but probably not because his reputation is completely ruined since he did Blade. Did you know they had to CGI his eyes open? Have you ever seen those Blade movies?
No.
We should watch them sometime.
No.
The first two are pretty nice. The reason
How many were there?
3.
Oh my God! I didn't know that.
The reason that so many background and supporting characters have almost as much screen time as Blade is because he refused to come on set some days, and they had to rewrite entire scenes without him.
Oh my
God. Or even just like make the cast speak to nobody and then record him whenever he felt like he wanted to. He's the real life BoJack Horseman. Like he did. Seriously, fucking Wesley Snipes. I don't know how many movies he's been in since Blade, but I can't imagine a lot.
Yeah.
After how he pulled what he pulled, because he also requested more money. He said he doesn't want to do it. He hates all his cast. Nightmare. Yeah. Absolute night. CGI his eyes open. He wears sunglasses for most of the movie. The one fucking scene he had to open his eyes, he couldn't be bothered. He's just too famous. He's Blade. I like, what the heck? I don't understand it. But, oh my God.
All right, so.
Intense.
I have a feeling we have to say this. Most likely these dates aren't going to stay this way.
But considering
they're almost always inaccurate.
Considering that, well, most of them don't even have dates. It says fall 2020, spring 2021, summer 2021.
No, but look at that. May 1st, 2020. That's not gonna happen.
That might happen.
No. They're almost always wrong when they do this.
Though apparently when they came up on stage, because they were in the middle of shooting when they came to Comic-Con to talk about the Black Widow movie, apparently they're halfway through shooting.
Well, I know, but like they might move it up, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's like they always just say if they give like a month, you know, like they did I understand for these shows, they're most likely gonna happen in that time period
because they're multiple episodes.
Yeah, I know, but if they just say like, oh, give them a date, it's like, nope, not gonna happen. I don't believe it for a second.
The reason I believe Black Widow's date is because that's 10 months away.
Yeah,
we're gonna go a long time without a Marvel movie. It's so sad.
Well, we did before.
Yeah. But I don't want to do it again. I don't want to do it again.
I know.
Another thing that's interesting to point out is probably not just the dates, but the titles might, they might shove a Spider-Man movie in here because there's things
Phase 5 maybe.
There's things that they can't predict. There's things that they can't plan.
Well, yeah, because we don't know if Spider-Man has to make $1 billion or else Sony pulls him. It did?
It did.
Awesome. Okay.
But, I don't know how cutthroat deal that is. Sony might just be like, yeah, $1 billion and we'll think about it.
Oh, wait. Hold on. My coworker at work said this, but I want to be sure with you. Are there no more Avenger movies?
Actually, that's wrong.
Are there still Avenger movies?
There's still Avengers movies.
Okay.
Kevin Feige, I believe, made a statement on it, and there is some source. There's some source that said Avengers 5 for 2023.
Okay, good. Okay.
Which is crazy.
Which is gonna be because we're getting a bunch more characters.
Yeah.
And
the Eternals, Jesus. What is that even gonna lead into? I don't even know.
Imagine an Avengers movie at the beginning of Phase 5, and then the end of Phase 5.
Yeah. And then
instead of halfway through Phase 3 and then the end of Phase 3.
We also don't know who the next big bad's gonna be.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things we don't know.
How are you gonna match up to Thanos wiping out half the universe?
Yeah.
Galactus just wants to eat Earth. I mean, come on.
He's just hungry. Squirrel Girl can beat him. Squirrel Girl. Honestly, I want them to make a Squirrel Girl movie.
Phase 5.
I want them to make a Squirrel Girl movie. Squirrel Girl solo movie. Where her entire arc is just... There's no action at all. It's not an action movie. She just talks to the
It's the only Marvel movie which is only comedy. No action?
Yeah. Well, because, Squirrel Girl's whole thing is that she talks to people.
Yeah.
She just went up and talked to Galactus. So what I really, really want is for them to make a Fantastic Four movie, because I've been so excited for a good one of those. After that, a Squirrel Girl movie, because Fantastic Four has been known to fight Galactus. So the Fantastic Four are like, we're gonna beat that, and then Squirrel Girl's like, I got it. Goes up there in the Fantastic car or whatever. Hey Galactus, buddy, can you not?
Can you not?
And it's just some heartwarming speech. That's the entire third act. It's a 20-minute speech, and Galactus is sobbing, and he turns around, and he just walks away.
Now, my coworker also, I could talk for an hour about the dumb stuff my coworker says.
I would love that.
Maybe I'll go into more next time, but this one happened a couple days ago, so it's she still thinks that the Fox X-Men movies are going to be put into the MCU.
No.
I
do want them to use some of the actors. They have confirmed that Ryan Reynolds is back. Obviously. They're still using Ryan Reynolds.
Obviously, Deadpool 2 made a lot of money.
Yeah, they're still going to use Ryan Reynolds. They're not revealing a lot.
And so that means he's going to be put in the MCU, so that means he'll be making jokes about Fox.
People are saying, so this is how it's going to work out, and there's no one that can complain about this. Solo Deadpool movies will most likely still be rated R.
Yes.
But if they want to use Deadpool in anything else, he'll have to be PG-13.
But he gets one F-bomb.
Someone else is going to use it.
Come on.
Every single time. That's got to be the thing.
That's got to be the joke.
But, because with Deadpool... So the Deadpool 2 and Once Upon a Deadpool thing, where they made the rated R version and then re-released it as a PG-13 version, that was sort of the first test to see how a PG-13 Deadpool works with audiences. Because if it worked kind of well, then it would be way easier for them to put a Deadpool into something like the Avengers after having his own R-rated movies. Anyway.
Yeah.
I can't imagine... if they made R-rated Deadpool movies in the MCU, in that universe, that they're going to be that important to the plot, because they don't want to necessarily force kids to have to watch that to understand what's going to go on. People know who Deadpool is. So I imagine they're just going to be simple solo plots. There's a lot that they haven't talked about with X-Men. They're definitely going to cast a short Wolverine, because Wolverine's character in the comics is like the shortest guy ever. He's short and bulky. He's weird. But yeah, no, they're still using Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool. I want them to use some of that other cast, because some of the cast in the Fox X-Men movie was really good. It's just those movies aren't that good.
The guy who played Professor X seems pretty good.
Patrick Stewart or the other guy?
The young one.
The young one. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know his name either. Oh yeah, about the X-Men. Do you know Jensen Ackles?
Yes.
Supernatural?
Yes.
Yeah, he plays Dean Winchester. He's been playing it for the last season. Is going to be, season 15. So he's been playing Dean Winchester longer than Robert Downey Jr. has been playing Iron Man.
Jesus.
Okay, and so people have been wanting him at San Diego Comic-Con for the Supernatural panel. That the fans asked him to put on the Cyclops goggles that they had.
Oh my
and it
God.
looked amazing. And then someone drew a picture of him as Cyclops. Good. So now I'm kind of hoping that they cast him as Cyclops.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see. Marvel's been amazing at casting the perfect person, and Kevin Feige's been asked, or I think it's actually the Russo brothers who were asked, but they've been asked about Keanu Reeves, and they've just been saying we're trying to find the perfect role.
Gambit?
They haven't said, but they're just trying to find the perfect role for Keanu Reeves. Fans have been speculating the perfect role for Keanu Reeves. He could do a lot.
He could do Wolverine.
Keanu Reeves has to be in the MCU, though.
He has to.
He has to eventually be.
Yeah.
This MCU is like the biggest celebration of the best actors ever so far.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves is the best of the best, dude. He has to be somewhere in there. Gambit would be perfect for him, I think. Gambit would be really, really good. But I don't know. They might be better fitting characters, because I don't know all the X-Men. I don't know all of anything. But Keanu Reeves has definitely got to be cast. And Marvel has been so good at their casting the perfect characters. They didn't cast Robert Downey Jr. They cast Iron Man.
Yeah.
Like, they really did.
They casted Tony Stark.
They literally did. And, oh my God, it's incredible that just how good of a job they do with casting. And, a lot of people might see this and think, like, some sort of soulless corporation. But if you listen to how Kevin Feige talks about this, it's true that it's his passion. Like, he's been wanting to make this work. He has literally, like, done things that in business would be terrible deals just to make this dream come true.
Yeah.
Like, it's incredible the passion that's put into this. So anybody like DC or anybody who wants to make a multi-medium universe like this, don't just like do it formulaic. You gotta have the passion.
Yeah.
You don't put Zack Snyder, who hates superheroes, to make your big movie.
Give us the Snyder cut.
Oh my God. He doesn't like superheroes. Why did you let him make a superhero movie? Your biggest one. Why did you let him do that? Oh, that's so upsetting still. I heard Shazam was really good, though. And Aquaman.
Dude, what do you mean you heard? You saw it.
No, I didn't.
You didn't see Shazam?
Not yet, no.
Who did I see it with?
You went with,
Oh, no. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about that.
I still want to see it. I'm going to probably pirate it sometime. Wait, hold on. that part I'm cutting out. Oh, gosh. Oh, there's another thing I was going to say, though. Yeah, so they're definitely 100% bringing back.
While you're talking, can you go to the Google for me? Just and keep talking so I can type something.
They're definitely bringing back Ryan Reynolds.
Can you click on it?
It is clicking.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
There's a lot that we don't know. Nice. A lot that I'm excited to see.
Nope.
Do you know the Marvel Ultimate Alliance game?
The one that just came out?
Yeah, for the Switch only. I wanted to get that. But
Okay, go to images for me.
oh yeah, there was also like a proposed.
Click on that one. Okay. So yeah, you finish talking. I'll go into this.
So I want to get that video game for.
What isn't it like $30?
No, it's a full price. $60
Really?
game.
Come on.
Well, because Ultimate Alliance has been a big series, but I want to get that when I get paid. Maybe this Wednesday. You want to do that with me?
Yes. I was thinking of getting a Switch Lite when it comes out to play Ultimate Alliance.
Don't get a Switch Lite.
Why?
You can't play it on TV.
I don't care.
Dude, I would never play anything just on the dot. Anyway, another thing about MCU Fantastic Four is that a lot of people have been like saying what would be an amazing cast for it, and like people have mock-ups and stuff, and like
Dude, just recast Chris Evans. for
genius. No, don't do that.
Let him do that.
Let him move on, because Chris Evans, he's been excited to leave the MCU.
Well, not
because he wants to do his own form of he wants to do his own directing.
Well, just kind of an off-topic thing, but most recently on Netflix, a movie came out that he starred in called The Red Sea Diving Resort.
Yeah.
And it's like in the 1970s, he plays like a guide trying to get refugees out of Ethiopia from being persecuted by their own government. So it's like he's playing what Steve Rogers would be doing after time traveling. I'm like, oh my god!
But Chris Evans has said that he wanted to leave just so he could focus more on his own, because he wants to do directing himself.
Yeah, but he's still gonna miss the role.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll come back in What If
cameos.
Yeah. Anyway, what is this?
All right, so the game I've been playing, Strike Force. I recently got back into it like maybe 2 months ago.
Okay.
After stopping for a while.
Yeah. That's how mobile games are.
And like just a couple days ago, they announced Fantastic Four, and there are more pictures, but this is just an easy one to look at, and it also
has Namor.
Has Namor. Okay, so now the roles that they are is Mr. Fantastic is a controller, so like he affects enemy effects. Okay, now that one kind of hard to get into. Human Torch is a blaster, basically just going to throw fireball. Yeah. Namor's a brawler. Okay, but here's what I found hilarious, and I just thought it'd be a quick funny thing since it's Marvel. The Thing is a brawler, okay? Then makes sense, he punches.
Clobber in time.
But the Invisible Woman is the protector, okay? Now that means she has the ability to get the status effect Taunt, which means all enemies must attack her. How are they going to attack her if her namesake is Invisible Woman? How is she not a brawler? She turns invisible and then goes and punches people. Therefore, they can't dodge it and it can't be counterattacked. Well, that's literally what I thought. And he could be like, oh, he could taunt and then smack, kind of like what they just did with Rhino, because they just brought in a couple Sinister Six characters. Really? But it's like, why not do that where her attacks can't be dodged while she's invisible? No, let's make the Invisible Girl attack me. I dare you.
One thing that's actually, do you know about Invisible Girl's powers?
Yeah, she do like force. I don't know.
She's like, initially she turns invisible. That's just because that's easy for her to do.
Yes.
But she's immensely powerful.
Yeah.
She has like some sort of mind shit. I don't remember what it's actually called, but she can do a lot of stuff, like making unimpenetrable force fields and potentially turning other people invisible.
Okay, that I didn't know, but look at that. Okay, you think he'd be the taunter because Hulk is a taunt. Hulk's a protector.
You think that's what tanks do?
He's literally the tank of the team.
It's incredible.
And then Namor, and then they kind of
fucking teeth.
They kind of just threw Namor in, but like So these
Namor has been attached to the Fantastic Four a lot.
Yeah.
I want them, if they have a Fantastic Four movie, to do the Spider-Man Fantastic Bagman thing.
Ooh, really?
Where you have I want them to do that.
So, but in this game, all characters have a thing called passives, which is like it's a continuous thing that always happens, doesn't have to be activated.
Okay.
And from what I've heard, this team, these 5, might be already overpowered just from the specs that have been released, because they've only released the passives. Okay.
Okay.
But from what it is, Namor buffs all of them 20% damage.
Okay.
Okay. He buffs them 20% max health. He buffs them 20% focus. Okay, which means
everything's 20%.
All of them buff each other an extra 20%. Okay, so it's insane. So it's like they already might be one of the top tier teams once they come out.
I mean, to be fair, pretty symbolic.
No, but here I'm excited. I'm excited for the Thing and Namor because I do brawlers. Because my team combo is Daredevil, Miss Marvel, Spider-Man, America Chavez, and Captain America. But I'm trying to replace Captain America with Captain Marvel because I just got her like 2 days ago, and like she's a brawler too. And so I'm trying to get her up to get past Captain America. But it's like I'm mainly focusing on brawlers because the brawlers I use are like jacks of all trades.
Right.
They can heal, they can taunt, they can they can attack a shit ton. They can deal a lot of damage pretty quickly. So it's like, yeah, I thought, it was pretty funny how they did that for the Thing and Invisible Woman.
A couple more things before we wrap up, since we can talk about anything. Like, this is just
anything Marvel.
If we trail off, we can go with it. But
how long have we been recording?
I don't know. There's no timer on the screen. One thing I want to say about this lineup, for example, is that Marvel still has things to plan and deals to make.
They still got to plan the mutants.
Yeah.
There's probably going to be like a X-Men movie and then an X-Men TV show on Disney Plus. Probably. Because they want to try to get that in pretty quickly. So probably 2 in Phase 5.
Yeah. I think Kevin Smith. You know Kevin Smith?
Yes.
He's really awesome. He proposed that a good way to do it is to do like solo movies for the X-Men and then have a team-up X-Men movie.
That would take too long.
Personally, I don't think so, because I think the one thing that the Fox X-Men movies didn't quite get was the fact that they are a team.
Yes.
So I think with Marvel MCU X-Men, a good way to do it would be, the snap gamma radiation creating mutants.
Oh, my keys.
Creating the mutants, and then you have a lot of people who are disoriented and confused about these new abilities, and then you have your Professor X with his X-Mansion, who's able to bring them all together, and then you do, that's a quick, easy setup, and now you have your team. And then the focus of the first one would be working together, and then the focus on the second one, that would be the Magneto separation and the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Mm-hmm. I think that would be a pretty interesting, good way, but kind of probably not unique, because MCU likes to do things uniquely, especially when things have been done before, like X-Men. So there's probably not going to be a lot of forests and cabins, and it's probably going to have a little different, newish take to it, and it's just going to be exciting to see. I don't know who they're going to cast as Wolverine.
Yeah.
I hope they've been on a ball with casting, but Hugh Jackman, man.
Didn't Hugh Jackman say maybe or something?
Hugh Jackman said that he would have been 100% down to cameo in one of the Avengers movies as Wolverine.
Okay, yeah. Did you see that thing from Endgame where it's like he was on set, but it was fake?
Yeah. You saw Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck movie win. Howard the Duck movie win.
Stop.
You're bringing Blade back.
Stop it.
No.
Stop.
I want it. But I would expect, because for example, Spider-Man, they can't exactly plan his future too well.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be dependent on if Sony wants to be a dick or not.
Well, didn't they... Hold on. So they're making their own, Spider Universe.
Yeah, it's called the Venomverse.
Venomverse. But, are they going to want... Because,
Actually, I want to say... Sorry for interrupting you.
Oh, you're fine.
But I want to say that Kevin Feige and the one girl...
Sony.
We're talking about sort of merging that.
That's what I was about to ask. Didn't I hear something that they might just merge it anyway?
I heard. There was something about that. There's actually a funny.
That would have to be a year-long contract deal though, because Disney wouldn't want to have put their stuff too much in the MCU, and then Sony just pulls right out.
Yeah, so they would have to be committed.
It'd be you
it has to be a
cannot pull out unless you want to do this for us.
I have one thing to add, and then I have a question for you. So Kevin Feige and that woman were in an interview talking about Spider-Man Far From Home, which they have to do together. He looked like he was so ready to fucking get rid of her. He was ready to push her out. He's like, this fucking woman. Oh my god. It's like my favorite quote that our friend Chris says, I would never hit a woman, but you're about to make me. That's a face Kevin Feige had. But I have a question for you. How would you feel about Tom Hardy, Eddie Brock Venom in the MCU? I think they would have to rework him a little bit.
Yeah,
but Tom Hardy was incredible.
Venom did have problems, people keep saying it was a terrible movie. It was no, it wasn't. It was for what it was.
Let's look up the ratings.
For what it was, it was decent
ratings. For what it was, you can't get MCU quality on something like 29.
29. No, go to Rotten Tomatoes. Look at the user scores.
Yeah, because obviously critically, with a critical eye, as a movie, kind of bad.
Look at that.
81.
81. Yeah. And see. Because, honestly, this is where Rotten Tomatoes has just gone down.
Yeah.
Where it's nope. Honestly, people who use Rotten Tomatoes as an accurate portrayal of movie ratings is just false.
I don't like necessarily taking critics' opinions because they're critics, and I don't necessarily like taking audience scores because like people see one thing and have shitty opinions. If you watch JXC, you know that people, the people that put into this audience score, kind of have really bad shitty taste.
Yeah, shout out to Bill Maher,
Bill Maher.
Bill Maher, whatever. He doesn't deserve that. He doesn't correctly, you fucking asshole.
Ah, God, hate him. And the one guy he talked about who said that the MCU Spider-Man looks nothing like Spider-Man. Remember that?
Yeah. It's like, he's got black lines all over him. It's like, who gives a fuck?
Have you read the original Spider-Man? Just wanted to point out that his original outfit is red and black. But, no, see, because for movie reviews, I don't like looking at the tomato meter. I don't like looking at the audience score. Because sometimes both of those have really shitty takes. What are you doing? Oh, that's the thing.
Oh my God, what? 24?
The same thing.
Oh, but only 21
people.
21 people.
And
wow.
Yeah. I think Tom Hardy was good in that.
Well, this movie's on my list, so I'm probably gonna watch it within the month. So
this is the Chris Evans movie.
Chris Evans movie, yeah. And
interesting. It's got 81 audience score,
which not bad.
I kind of want to use this as a segue to talk about something else that I've been meaning to talk to you about. Why do people dislike Captain Marvel, the movie?
After watching it, okay, I can see why, okay, because I watched a video where it's like people that I actually like, I like a lot of their
opinions.
Opinions, yes. I agreed with a lot of what they thought of Infinity War and then Endgame, but they didn't really completely shit on Captain Marvel, but they were like, name me, like, hold on. This guy named Adam, he kept saying, like, his argument was like, name one thing that she was like, name one conviction of hers. And he's like, you can't. It's like, well, hold on. I had the thought, it's like, well, hold on. She left Earth, the home planet that she just found out about, to go save the Skrull and help them find a planet. And I can't remember if someone else said that in the video too. Where it's like, but yeah, it's like. People aren't really thinking completely about it, but it's like, I think they're mostly blinded by Brie Larson.
Yeah, because I was thinking that too, but I also don't want to say, like, that people just hate the movie because of Brie Larson. I can understand if people dislike the movie for an actual reason. I just don't understand, because I do understand some of those reasons, but I don't think it deserves as much hate as it gets, because the whole movie is about subverting expectations. Ever since the Skrull, like, the fact that the Skrulls aren't the enemies is the very first subverting expectations. She, as a character, was trained by the Kree to be a soldier, a hero. She's kind of brainwashed. Mm-hmm. And that's when she figures out that she's been on the wrong side. Who else would just be able to switch? That's dedication to do the right thing all within itself. Sure, she's a little violence, trigger happy with her fists and with fighting, and that is a thing that people brought about, that she can solve almost any problem with her fist. But it's not necessarily true, because what you do for an overpowered physically is you fight them emotionally and mentally, which is what the first Captain Marvel was.
Yeah.
Like, there was no, and the whole movie's about subverting expectations. And the fact that she was kind of a brainwashed soldier makes sense, that she would be kind of trigger happy and all this. And, her personality was shown that from the beginning, where she was fighting, doing that training session, and she did a blast. Shows that she's more ready to actually fight than anyone else. Yeah. And I just don't understand, because people don't like her character. People maybe think that the movie's plot was okay, but people don't like her character a lot. And I'm like, I think she's, I don't have a problem with it. It's different and it's new. And she's also snarky like Tony Stark, and also has the power to back it up instead of earning. I guess she didn't earn it more than other heroes, but that's not really a fault of the character.
Yeah.
That's not really anything. And to an extent, she kind of did earn it, because she had to realize what she was doing then was wrong, and what to do the right thing.
Now, what you said about the Skrull.
Yeah.
What if, okay.
Yeah.
What if now the Skrull are bad? What if now the Skrull are like... Because now we know that on Earth, Nick Fury and
Maria
Hill, they're no longer the humans, they're the Skrull. But as of right now, they're working as good people. But what if they keep replacing real people with Skrull? And what if somewhere down the line we get a Secret Wars, because now the Skrull have gained the trust of Nick Fury and Maria Hill, and so now it's like, all right, time to take over.
That's a slow burn, because that would have been going from the 90s or 80s or whatever. But what I want to say is Skrulls are a race of aliens.
Yes.
Just like humans are a race of people. Yes. Not all of us are good or bad.
Yes.
So not every Skrull would be good and not every Skrull would be bad.
I know, but like,
so
what if they faked this out? It's like, oh no, the Skrull are good now. It's like, oh no, the whole time they've been planning to be bad. Well, not the whole time.
I think that would be interesting, but I think they should definitely do like a different Skrull, because Skrulls at the beginning of Captain Marvel, or not at the beginning, but when the Skrulls were Talos, when he was saying what happened, he said that all the Skrulls got divided up and sent different places. Mm-hmm. So maybe his division got brought up and he was like, let's be peaceful about this, let's hide, where another one would field on anger. And then they, once the Kree army, got destroyed, now they're coming to fuel a conquest that they've got angered for. That would be pretty cool. I don't want Talos to be bad. I don't want him. I like him too much. And I also just like how funny he is. Like, he was like... Man, I feel embarrassed as a shapeshifter that fooled me. It was kind of upsetting. Because it would be very interesting for them to be bad. I don't want that to be Captain Marvel 2, though. I don't want them to pull Skrulls twice.
Yeah.
I do want them to use the Super Skrull in a Fantastic Four movie, though. But
all right, now, Endgame. And time travel.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about this?
Because we've had this debate a couple of times. We had it at the end of Endgame, and then we had it. I'm just
gonna pull up Paint, all right?
and then we had it at Spider-Man. I just want to clear some things up.
All right.
So
first thing I want to just mention before
I could talk about this for hours.
Disclaimer: it's clearly evident that they did not define their time travel too well, and it's fucking confusing, and it confused them in the writing process.
Disagree. All right.
Because the ending of that whole movie where Cap comes back is a clear contradiction to the rules that they'd established. How is it not? You're shaking your head.
Okay, here we go. All right. Okay, so any movie that has some sort of time travel, okay, in its own way, has to make its own rules or has rules that follow another piece of media, okay? Yeah. Because we don't know anything about time travel currently. All we know is that we possibly maybe can't go back in time.
Right.
But that that's not here or there because honestly, we don't know yet.
Right.
So we're making it up as we go. And so in the piece of media that we are following, we have to assume that the rules that are set in stone for for this media.
Yes.
Okay. So Hulk's argument, or Professor Hulk, okay?
His explanation.
You going to the past won't affect your present, which is now your future because you're in the past. It makes a new timeline, okay, that you are not a part of because you're going back to your timeline where technically you never went back anyway, okay? That's so imagine
kind of.
Yeah. So imagine Endgame. Imagine you were to go and watch Endgame. The second they go into the machine, you leave the theater, okay, and you only come back when they come back.
Yeah.
So it's like they never left, but now they have the stones.
Yeah, that's what essentially what happened. It's pretty much like you blink and they're back.
Yes, exactly.
From an onlooker standpoint, they shrink down and then they're back.
Exactly. Okay. Now I always like the idea. It's like, okay, what if in a time travel movie you just skip that part and you're like the guy that pushed the button to turn the machine on, and then the back's like, all right, what happened, guys?
Well, okay. So Professor Hulk's explanation is that going to the past in this method. And this method of the way that they're using time travel
will not affect your present.
Will not affect your
present, not a different versions of you present, your present.
And I like the way that he said it. It's because he's like, you're in your present. How would you affect your present if you're the one doing it? It was
so Back to the Future is just a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah,
and I said, well, yeah, we've known this.
Yeah. So going back to the past, or even to the future, if they can do that.
Well, I mean, they have to travel back to the future, so they can.
But I don't know if they can travel past the moment that they left,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know if they can go, ahead.
That'd be weird.
Yeah, that would be weird. If they could go into the future, what the fuck? Because it's like, whose future does it go off of?
I don't know.
Exactly. But they can go to the past, and it doesn't affect them. They can kill themselves in the past, and they'll still be alive.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Because we're following this set of rules for Endgame, we're following these rules. We're not saying, oh, if you go back and kill your grandfather, you'll be dead, therefore you can't kill your grandfather.
No, it just makes an alternate timeline where you are dead.
Where you're not alive. Yes. Okay.
So, yes, that I am 100% in agreement with. The thing is... Draw me a line real quick, just a straight line, and then we can go from here. You can keep going. Okay, thank you. Okay, go on. So, and this was even explained further with the Ancient One's whole diagram and stuff. But another thing a detail in that I'd like to point out is Hulk said he'll bring the time stone back so it's like it never left.
Yes.
And then that timeline fades away.
So basically what Captain America was doing at the end of Endgame, he was deleting timelines because he was putting them back.
Right. So a lot of timelines that verged didn't happen.
So the whole point of the movie was them opening timelines and then closing them.
Right. But here's where the end of the movie doesn't necessarily make sense. Unless you go with... The only way it does make sense is if it does show you a different timeline. But, see, if it showed us a different timeline, where Cap was never there in the first place, or he was just growing old, and he was never actually there, two things would happen, okay? So, if we were going to a different timeline, like you say, because we've talked about this before, so you're saying it switched timelines to a timeline B.
Right? Yeah, so the second Captain America leaves, okay? Well, everything before they leave, we've been following all the way from Iron Man 1 until Captain America leaves. We've been following Timeline A, which is that one, okay?
So this is all the movies.
This is all of the movie. Well, here would be all the movies.
Well,
okay.
Here's all the movies, and this is just the line I drew.
Yes, okay.
So this is where Captain America would go back in time.
And he puts all the stones back.
Closes all the timelines.
There's like different
So there'd be like these timelines that opened up for stealing the Infinity Stones. They're all gone now.
They're all gone, okay?
Okay.
But because he didn't come back...
Yes, this was a timeline that would still exist.
He stayed in Timeline B.
Right.
Now, in Timeline A, Steve Rogers was never on that bench. Okay? That means Falcon never got the shield, and therefore cannot become an official Captain America. Okay? Yeah. But because we see Steve Rogers on the bench, from this point forward, we are now following Universe whatever, Timeline B.
Yeah. Here's the thing about that, though. Because if you're assuming that Cap was there the entire time, with Peggy Carter, living out his life, right? Mm-hmm. There's a second Captain America.
Exactly.
That we don't see at the end of this clip.
What do you mean?
We just see one Captain America.
No. Yes. No, Evan. He goes back in time to a point before he was taken out of the ice. Okay? Yes. And then he lives on, even at the point where he wakes up out of the ice. He's just there, trying to not interact with the world around him. He's there. He's witnessing everything, trying not interact. Okay? So that means because he's here, he has almost changed nothing from here.
Which is what I'm trying to say. He has changed nothing, which means that Captain America would still be there. A young one.
What?
Because he didn't change anything. So a young Captain America would still be there.
It would just keep going, Evan. It would then be like, oh, Universe C, Universe D, Universe E. Timeline C. Yeah, it will go on forever, and we don't know how many times this has gone on before, because this is our first time seeing it. This could be Timeline B cubed,
Okay.
So it's like this has been happening forever because it's time travel. The second you involve time travel, that means time travel's always been happening forever.
Yeah. Because this is the thing that people are confused about. Because also, if Cap was back there and didn't interact with anything, obviously didn't interact with anything, people are you can't assume anything, but people are obviously assuming that some stuff would be different. But you can't assume.
Probably small things, yeah. But he would know what to avoid because we know for a fact that he's been learning about the time that he was gone for.
Hey, Peggy, we should invest our stock in a company called Google.
And then have you seen the Warp Zone video? It's like, honey, so we're in our 70s now, okay? What should we invest our money for? Should we do this whatever company, or should we do this like Apple company? It's like Apple. Let's do Apple right now. It's like, why? Well, what about it? It's just two guys in their garage in California. It's like, nope, we're doing Apple. Doing it.
It's good. Okay, that actually does make sense. That it would keep looping.
It would keep looping.
That does make sense, but it's
Well,
also that's not explicitly told to us.
Theoretically, it would skip a timeline because it would skip every other timeline. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that. Yeah, no, that would make sense. I'm trying to find something that would be wrong, not to prove you wrong.
I have thought a lot about this. Where from now on, no, can you start scribbles here?
Yeah.
Okay. From now on, we are watching Timeline B, not Timeline.
Oh my
not
God.
Timeline A.
Just punch my TV, why don't you?
But also, now here's what I'm confused about. Okay.
Yeah.
Because Captain America went and closed off those timelines.
Yeah.
What about that Loki show?
Well, see, the thing is, they didn't actually take. They took the Mind Stone from that.
Oh yeah.
But they didn't take the Tesseract.
Yeah. So that one's still around. Yeah.
Yes.
There's still a timeline that he couldn't close. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's probably a couple timelines that they couldn't close, unless Cap went back and put Pym particles in his.
But
lab
in the end,
as well.
it wouldn't matter because we're not affected by that.
Right. Exactly. It wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Because all it does is open up possibilities for what ifs.
Well, yeah, the what ifs. Literally the what ifs.
Huh. Yeah, no, this would make sense that it would infinitely loop like this.
Because it's time.
Yeah, because that would be how it works. Because we wouldn't exactly ever in any point see that there are two Caps. But the way that Bucky turned around and pointed at the bench was that old Cap sitting there the entire time.
That's what I'm trying to say.
When did he move?
The second Cap left, he just appeared in Timeline B.
But that contradicts how time travel is established. Nothing just appears.
It hasn't appeared. Everything. No, it hasn't appeared for them yet because he hasn't left at this point yet. What? Evan, this is why I was afraid of time travel being in Endgame because I know how shitty time travel is. Okay,
I know.
But I'm just literally I don't know how this doesn't make sense.
Cap couldn't just appear. The old Cap couldn't just appear.
No. Technically, okay, we were watching A,
right,
where he wasn't there.
Right.
Okay.
And then there's a jump cut.
And then he left. We jumped from A to B instantly. We immediately jumped from A to B. Nothing changes except Captain America was there, secretly hiding from everyone. Okay?
Right. So that means at some point, he walked out and went and sat on the bench.
Yes.
At some point.
But he was never in Timeline A. He was in Timeline B.
Right.
Okay? But Timeline B wasn't even around yet, okay? Because he hadn't left yet.
Oh boy.
See, I love the idea of time travel, but it sucks.
It does suck. I wish.
And that's why I was worried about it being an Endgame, but I'm happy that I can at least discuss it.
Yeah. The thing is, personally, I don't like the idea that we're looking at something new now.
I know, and I was like, man, we're no longer in Timeline A. That just screws with my mind.
Yeah. I hate that. So I want this to just be wrong.
But
it does.
Can you definitively say I'm wrong?
No, and it does make sense. I'm trying to find something that would be wrong with it. Trying to find some contradiction.
Because this is what Professor Hulk was saying. This is what the Ancient One was saying. It's like, but you'll make timelines that will affect me. But it's like, no, now if we put everything back.
Yeah.
But the only thing that wasn't put back was Captain America. He was the only thing that was not put back.
Which would make, Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. The two things, though. They had to crush the Tesseract into the Space Stone. So now in that timeline that they did the thing back, now it's just a stone. It's like, what the fuck?
Did he inject the Reality Stone back in Jade Foster?
How did he put the Soul Stone back? Did he just give it to Red Skull?
Somebody.
Where did the shield come from? That I have no idea about. I can't explain the shield that he gives Falcon.
Yeah, where did that come from?
I can't do that. I can explain why he's there. I can't explain why the shield is there.
Yeah, that also contradicts that. I didn't even think about the shield. The shield all contradicts this. Oh my god.
No, it doesn't. Okay, maybe he just got some vibranium
maybe
himself.
He just found it. Maybe he built it in a garage.
Well, I mean, maybe. Peggy still worked for S.H.I.E.L.D., so maybe he's like, hey, can you give me some
prototype?
Can you give me give me some more vibranium, please?
Maybe while he was going back and putting everything back, he just stole a shield, knowing it wouldn't affect him.
Yeah, that's probably right. He stole a shield from another Cap.
He's like, you know what? Falcon needs it.
he stole a shield.
Like, yeah, what the hell?
So that explains it. Cap's a fucking thief.
He wouldn't do that. I don't think he would do that.
Hey, he stole a car, remember?
guess that's fair. Oh my god. I just don't like the idea that we're looking at a timeline B. I just wanted to chime in real quick because I just thought of something. So we already established that when you take something from a timeline and then put it back, it erases the potential timeline. Like when you take the time stone away, it creates a timeline. You come back and put it right back. That timeline is erased and everything's okay. And when what we've seen in the movie, that they're able to go back in time, back in quote unquote time with relative ease, right? Like they don't need one of those devices to exit going back. Because in the middle of the movie, Tony Stark and Captain America were able to go back from New York to the SHIELD base back further. So if we're thinking about that, then it is entirely possible that an old Captain America, past the year of the current year of Endgame, was able to use that time travel device to go technically back in time to the point where he left, thus thus he would still be there. Makes a little bit of sense. It makes actually a lot of sense, but that's another possibility that could have happened since he still had the return device, which is the device that lets him go further back. It's because there's no way he had an entrance point to go time hopping all of that to return all the things. There was just one time he entered the device, one time he needed to, and he did that at the end of the movie. Just a little thing I wanted to point out. Southy, if you're watching, if you even looked, I'll tell you to watch it. Doesn't matter. Sorry to cut in. See ya. So in my head, this is wrong. It can't be wrong. I don't think it could. I don't think it is wrong because it makes sense.
I've had a lot of time.
But in my head, it's wrong.
It feels
wrong. So it is wrong. Sorry. Somebody also brought up the really good point about their whole getting the Infinity Stones heist.
Time heist.
Yeah. Instead of going to Asgard and Morag, they could have just went to the Collector's Vault in the short time that it was there. Both of them were there.
Steal it from the Collector and steal it from the Guardians. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't know that. No one knew that.
Well, because Rocket knew that.
Oh yeah,
the Collector
but the Rocket didn't. Wait, but Thor knew,
and Thor knew that he had the Reality Stone.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They both knew that the Collector would have had something. Man.
It was a long time for them. They forgot a lot of things.
They literally could have just gone once. Somebody had to go to Vormir, obviously.
Well, to be fair, it was 8 years from Guardians 1 for Rocket. Yeah. You know, because it was 2023. For Endgame.
Right.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to tell Stephanie to not watch this video because there are Endgame spoilers.
Yeah.
So
another thing is, wasn't there a quip in Infinity War about how Thor left the Reality Stone with the Collector?
Wait,
and Rocket called them stupid. He called them stupid. Like, who would leave the Collector? Something like that.
Yeah, that's just an error on the writer's part.
Well, because they actually showed us a picture.
We got both the stones though. So.
I don't remember. Marvel execs showed us a picture of the writers in a room, and there was a blackboard where they literally listed out every single area in time frame and location that an Infinity Stone was. They could have seen that the Collectors.
Yeah.
They could have just gone to the Collector. We didn't need any of that. The Morag scene was really funny, and without it, we wouldn't have the Thanos coming back.
Well, hold on. Maybe it was like the easiest spots to get the stones.
The easiest spot would be going up the Collector, knocking him out, and taking the stones.
Well, no, because the Guardians had the stone the whole time, and then they were in the room while the thing was opening with the Collector, so they would have to go and literally beat up the Guardian. Oh, okay.
They beat him once. They'll beat him again.
Okay. So I was like, but they have to beat up those Guardians, where it's like that won't be an easy fight.
Yeah.
And if Rocket sees himself, it's going to be the same thing with Captain America facing himself.
Right.
So it's gonna be like, I think they just wanted to like.
Well,
and they had to get Thanos there anyway.
It's not even the point during the movie, but remember how Quill, because the Power Stone was at Xandar as well.
Yeah. At
the end of that, which I don't know about the cosmic situation, but they could have also just done that. The Novas are pushovers.
No.
No, but they could have just got in the Collector's Vault.
Thanos personally attacked Xandar to get the Power Stone.
Yes.
That means that they were probably a decent threat.
Well, we don't know how fast they got wiped out. We didn't get to see it.
Yeah.
But I mean, they were getting kind of defeated by Ronan. The ships are being destroyed by the ship.
But he also had the Power Stone.
Yeah, and Thanos wouldn't have
he
yet.
didn't have
but
any
he's
stones.
way stronger than
Yes,
Ronan.
exactly
anyway.
my point.
Another thing that I want to bring up
hold on. You keep talking. I need to plug my phone in.
is Kevin Feige said that, or somebody said that Scarlet Witch Wanda is definitely for certain able to beat Thanos in one-on-one. And a lot of people are like, then why is Tony Stark still dead? Well, because she wasn't fighting Thanos one-on-one. He had an army. He barraged her.
Who could?
Scarlet Witch.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which I knew that. Obviously she could. She's one of the strongest characters ever. She could beat Thanos one-on-one. Too bad she wasn't one-on-one. Too bad there was a lot of other people involved.
Yeah. So I think that's it.
I think that covers it.
We talked about Phase 4.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, is Guardians 3, Black Panther 2 in Phase 4?
No, unless they decide to put it there.
Is Phase 3 not over?
Phase 3 is over.
Okay, I'm like...
Black Widow is the first Phase 4 movie and our next movie.
Okay.
Remember when I said before Blade, Kevin Feige was like, Guardians 3 still happening, Black Panther 2 still...
Yeah, but I didn't know what, because we didn't see him in the timeline.
We didn't see him in the timeline.
So probably...
The timeline... Not these ones. The timeline is bound to change like it does before.
Yeah.
It has before. It probably will. Depending on, deals and... Because you also have to get all the actors together.
Yeah.
So if there's like a time that's convenient to bring a certain group of actors together to film, they're going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And if it like messes with something up, they can tweak the writing, they can do something. So we do know that James Gunn is working on a different movie right now.
For DC.
For DC. Well, what are you going to do? You just got fired by the biggest money makers in the industry.
No, they retired him.
Yeah, I know, but when he got fired, he went and got a new job.
Yeah.
He got fired, so he went and got a new job, and now they're like, rehire you, please. And he's like, can I finish this? I'm kind of in a contract here as well. So, yeah, we have to wait for James Gunn to be done before Guardians 3, which Guardians 3 is confirmed to not be as Guardians of the Galaxy, which was a comic.
So probably
it's just going to be Guardians 3.
Oh, okay.
It's confirmed to not be as Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And there's another thing about that I wanted to talk about. James Gunn. Oh, Guardians. Dave Bautista. He's in a new movie that looks hilarious.
Stuber
looks fucking funny. He's incredible.
The main part of that movie is that he's partially blind.
Yeah.
So he can't drive his patrol car.
Yeah.
So he has to hire an Uber.
Yes.
And so
that movie's gonna be really ridiculously outdated in a couple of years.
Oh, okay. Sorry. No, it's already out, dude.
Yeah. No, but oh my god, I want to see that because I feel like that's so funny because Dave Bautista, just the trailers are hilarious.
And then the Uber guy, Nijan, I don't know his name, but he was in like one of the first episode of the new Twilight Zone. Oh. Okay. And I actually really liked it.
Okay.
Everyone hated it, but I actually kind of liked it because like that idea for that episode was actually pretty good.
All right, so
I think that's it.
I just want to talk about. So we talked about stuff that is. I want to talk about stuff that we might want there to be. So okay. Phase 5, Black Panther 2, Mutants. Captain Marvel 2, Guardians 3,
X-Men,
Mutants, X-Men, Fantastic Four, possibly. What would you like to see? I want a Squirrel Girl.
Yeah, you want a Squirrel Girl. I'm being more realistic.
Or Nova. I love Nova too.
I don't really know, to be honest.
Okay.
I would, I want more Avengers movies. I don't want.
Yeah. Avengers 5 is apparently going to be a thing.
I don't want to like not have any more team up movies. Because like, what they're doing with Doctor Strange is like, just have Wanda show up.
And that's interesting because I want them to do that more.
Yeah, to
kind of show them more
that's okay
connectivity. But I don't want there to be solo movies and then one team up movie. I want them to intermix throughout all of them.
But yeah, because now the Endgame has happened. Now they're all going to know each other.
Yep.
So like,
mostly.
Yeah. But I don't want like the big team up movies to end.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't want
Avengers 5 apparently got confirmed. Another thing about Endgame, did you know that? So in the scene where Captain Marvel, it's when Black Panther's trying to get the gauntlet to Ant-Man, and he's, hot wiring it. In one of the scenes, you can see Giant Man in the background, but he's supposed to be hot wiring it. That got retconned. That's Hank Pym. He's actually helping out.
What?
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
What?
They retconned Hank Pym to be Giant Man. I hope they use that in Ant-Man 3.
Oh my god!
I want them to use that retcon.
Oh my god!
That shouldn't just be a nameless retcon. Ant-Man 3, Hank Pym became Giant Man.
Oh my god!
Keep that.
Keep that.
Keep that. Put Goliath in there. Bam.
All right.
So yeah, Hank Pym, use that. I want there. And what do you also think about what would become of Spider-Man? Because they can't plan for him, so we don't know their plans for him. As far as we know, they could easily just say that last movie put him out of commission if Sony never lets him come back.
They're gonna let him come back. You said they made $1 billion. That was the deal.
That was the deal. But
yeah. So he'll be back.
Yeah. What do you think about
Sinister
Six? That's what I'm hoping too. Personally, I think that it's going to be like a hired Sinister Six to go and hunt down the villain that is Spider-Man now. People are wanting Kraven the Hunter in it, but I personally kind of just want Kraven to be a solo
we would have
thing.
Vulture, Mysterio.
If he's still alive. People are thinking Mysterio is still alive.
Obviously. Are you kidding me? He's still alive, goddammit. He's fucking Mysterio.
Yeah.
Mysterio, Vulture, Mysterio, Scorpion.
Yes.
Venom? Was he ever part of Sinister Six?
No.
No?
But that's what I was going to ask is, like, if they actually do incorporate the Venomverse Venom in this, I don't think he would be a villain, more of an anti-hero, like a Deadpool sort of thing. Yeah. Does bad, but is the good guy of the story. Because I really like the way that they did Venom in the Venom movie, because he's sort of a goofball. And Venom's always been that goofball, and I didn't want him to be some ruthless guy. He's a goofball. On his planet, he's a nerd. He's the picked on. He's the nerd. So if they bring Venomverse into MCU, if they bring that Venom, Tom Hardy's Venom, Tom Hardy was excellent in that role. Yeah. I was kind of doubtful, but Tom Hardy was excellent in that. He's got to be like an anti-hero goofball. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily a villain. Maybe he tussles and fights a little bit. He's got to be a goofball.
He has to.
But Sinister Six, they would probably introduce... They'd have to introduce some villains for it, obviously, because we don't have enough. But we also don't know what Avengers Tower turned into. Because that got bought and changed into something. Is it the Baxter Building? Is it the Oscorp Building? We don't know. We still haven't seen that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I imagine now that Spider-Man's the villain, and if somebody put out a reward for him because he's now the public enemy, that some more villains would turn up. Mm-hmm. So, that would be an easy way to explain it. Kind of boring, but it would be a nice way to explain it. Really cannot wait for more Tom Holland Spider-Man. Though he is getting a little older, they should move him past high school.
Yes, they should. Because otherwise it's going to look weird.
It's going to look weird. It's going to look Tobey Maguire all over again. She just scared herself on the sword. I think that about covers it. Anything you want to add? There was something that was on my mind. There was something that was on my mind, but I forgot it now.
I talked about everything I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I want them to show off what the new Avengers Tower got sold into. I want to know more than what they gave us. Give me more.
Yeah.
If you've watched this entire podcast, that's some determination. Give this video a like for that.
yes, and a subscribe. We want to get more subscribers, please.
And leave a comment telling us what you think we said was wrong. Did I say that sentence correctly?
if you have a theory to disprove my time travel theory, screw off.
Comment it. I don't want him to be right. I hate it when he's right. Just about anything, not necessarily this. If you think anything that we said is stupid, just tell us we're faggots in the comment section.
Oh my god.
And look out for when I buy Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 and I get this guy to come over and play it.
Yeah.
That game looks fun. I have a screenshot of it of Hulk. hold on. Let me tell you what that is real quick. I'll pull it up on the screen. It's in my favorites. It's in one of my new favorite reaction images now. But it's Hulk. It's Gamora and Hulk, and it says, "Why are you talking when we could be smashing?"
I've never seen that.
It's incredible.
Oh my god. All right.
Ultimately, verdict, most excited for Doctor Strange.
Oh, same. But wait, most excited movie, most excited TV show.
Most excited movie, Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Most excited TV show? Oh, God. It has to be a tie between The Falcon and the Winter Soldier and I want to say Loki.
Mine is just Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I think I'm gonna go with Falcon and the Winter Soldier because I love those two actors.
Yeah.
And I love those two characters.
And honestly, it's gonna be like a new experience for us because we're just gonna be, instead of watching a theater, we're gonna be just sit down in your room and just watch the whole season.
Yeah. I want them to, in this series, because some writer, someone behind the scenes has to have like thought of a solution like yours to the Captain America thing.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to kind of address that in this because a lot of people are upset about it. They're gonna address it. Obviously.
But yeah, it makes sense.
It makes sense, but I hate it. I hate it.
All right.
If I had to pick a second, Thor: Love and Thunder.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Taika Waititi's so fucking amazing. And then for Phase 5, I just want good Fantastic Four.
I'm kind of like upset at the people who are like, all right, time to stop watching MCU now. It's like, no.
There's more.
There's more now.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. I understand. It's like, you know, their interest died with Tony Stark, you know? So it's like, I feel like that's kind of doing injustice. He died so that the rest of the world could go on.
Yeah.
And you're going to spit in his face and say, no, your sacrifice was for nothing?
Yeah. This is what the mock-up of people...
Ew.
No, not
Ew.
this. Not this one. No, nope, this is wrong.
Gross.
This is the wrong one. I thought this was the right picture. This guy.
No, still, that was the same guy.
Was it the same guy?
Yeah, that's the same guy. That's Steve Krasinski or whatever. I don't know. He plays Jim on The Office.
He looks better in this picture.
I don't want it. No. No.
That's what people
He doesn't
are thinking.
look... Get rid of the beard, maybe. Doesn't he have no beard?
Sometimes he has a beard, sometimes he doesn't.
Yeah, well,
have a beard.
not in that.
Well, because you see this is where he has white hair. When he was older, he did grow a beard.
Yeah, no.
There's a mock-up of the other ones. I don't remember.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
I don't remember. There was a picture. I'm not going to be able to find it. Fuck it.
But yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah.
All right.
All in all, excite.
All right. I have been Evan, and he has been Evan.
And now, we're not Evan.